Unbiased Trades here, and today we're going to be going over my March. It has been a pretty good month for me. Still lots of mistakes, still lots I have to improve. This month, I think I've even realized more what I need to be doing, really. Um, Sadly, it comes at the time of my finals, so I'm in uni, so I have finals to do, so I won't actually be able to do much work this month, or next month. I'll be quite busy with exams, but at least I've hit this kind of stride. But yeah, we'll get into it. So let's first go into TraderSync calendar. I've hidden all numbers on all of these screenshots because I don't want to induce any FOMO for anyone or anyone to think that they need to be at this stage, or also for me that that I don't focus as much on the numbers. I'm just focusing on green and red days and how to improve. Just talking about the process, and that's it. So we can see I only had one red day this month. That is based off just PNL commissions. I think there was maybe a couple more days, maybe 3 days or 4 days, where I was probably a bit red because of commissions. But just yeah, not too much. Last month, I think that was only about 3 or 4. So same kind of thing. My win rate's pretty good, and overall, most days I do end green. Um, this can be from mistakes though, like oversizing or things like that. So not every green day I'm proud of. There's definitely been a good amount of green days this month that I haven't been proud of, to be honest. But we'll get more into that. So that's just this, and then we got the stats. So we had a 75% win rate, and 24 obviously percent lose rate. The big change of this month was really holding for profits. So the thing I set out to do this month, with my daily goals and my weekly goals, was to clearly create a playbook and clearly create a execution like dictionary of what I should be waiting for, what I should be entering at. And really, this helped a lot with my impatient entries. It still happened. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't an instant fix. But one thing that did kind of fix itself very quickly was holding for profit. Once I looked through all the charts, once I, really built up that memory that, hey, it always goes to this point most of the time, like 80% of the time, this is where I should be taking profits. I held a lot more, and I held a lot more size to that profit target. But this came with a couple of errors that have popped up, such as not cutting things quick enough when they are reversing on me. Because I'm trying not to fuck up the trade. I'm just trying to hold it for my profit target. And then, I clearly see things aren't going my way. It's showing me things that I know I should be getting out for. But it's my mind is a bit too slow, or thinking about, no, I should hold and stuff like that. So, it's come with some costs, I guess. But overall, I'm happy with it. It's huge that this month I had really big profit compared to my losers. Still an 8% loser though. I've consistently had an 8% loser for I think a couple months before they were even bigger. I'm one of those traders that does very good for a week maybe, and then numerous reasons why I'll have a really big loss day and I'll wipe out a week, shit like that. And that is my big priority at the moment, is to set that max loss, stick to it, and find the things that are causing me not to stick to it. I've realized it's a deep thing because I don't have a broker to just like set the max loss and not like there's no way to change it in the day. So yes, I know it's my biggest weakness. It's hard to admit, but yeah, at least I know what it is, and I'm trying to fix it. And then we can see we had 49 trades. I'll go more into this later, that the market sentiment has really changed, but there was a lot of plays this month compared to last. Had a profit factor of 5.16, profit ratio of 1.7, not perfect. This really could have been a lot better, but mainly because the loss this month was really just one big loss, so that really messed up my profit ratio. We can also see that my hold time has improved dramatically, 32 minutes on winners and 16 minutes on losers. So this is pretty much why we've had this bigger profit, because I've been holding longer, been holding for that move, been holding for what I know should be happening most of the time. And a big thing is we only had 2 consecutive losses, which is big. Normally I have a bigger streak of losses. So this could be from better execution, many things, but I will look into this a bit more. But overall, I'm pretty happy with these stats. Then this has commissions with them. So this is the ones I personally track. And I've hidden all the numbers again. But mainly I just wanted to show you. So this is January, February, March. We can see in January I had 1.5 average trades on a day. February was very slow, 1.2, and March now we got to pretty much 2.2, so 2 trades a day, which is very, very good for me. I think most of the time they haven't been forced. I don't think forcing was a huge issue for me this month. But I'll take you to this column where it goes over my mistakes. Fees, wow, I did so much better with this. I don't know if commissions were a lot lower. I think some days they were lower. Mainly it was from that my biggest days, the locates on these stocks weren't very expensive. So it was amazing. And a big thing I implemented was that I was really focusing on the range of the stock and the commission amount. So I was like, okay, well, if it's a $5 stock and the locates are 11 cent, do I think it has more than 11 cent room? Do you think I can make that work? And I would be thinking about that and keeping that in mind, and that really helped me save on commissions someday, or some days still have that expensive locate, but know to wait for longer on it, on that trade. So that was really good. My RR has definitely dropped from last month. Last month was a very efficient month, where I didn't take many big losses, and my wins were very consistent, so that's why I had great R on that. Whereas this month I didn't have as many losses, but the losses I did have were pretty big. And not really appropriate, and that's the main thing I wanted to fix from that. Um, Winning trades and all that kind of stuff doesn't really matter too much, and the win rate was 72%, so similar to TraderSync. Then these are my main setups. So bag holder short, short overextension, day two overextension, J-line curl, which is my main long, which is the first time I've really implemented it with real money with this month, that I actually went long, and they worked really well, and I was very, very proud of them, to be honest. There still was a lot I missed on them, but I'm very happy that I actually now kind of have a long strategy. And then still the news, that was just one big cap play on like Fubo or something. But we can see bag holder short was 68% win rate, short over extension was 83. Just to compare this to last month, if I pull up last month, bag holder short was 82% win rate, so that's dropped a lot this month. Day two overextension was 100%, so that's dropped a lot as well this month. But day one overextension has increased a lot, 83% from like 60%. So that's increased a lot. And then obviously J-Line color is new, but 83% win rate on that is very good. So really the bag holder short and day two overextension has just been mainly market sentiment. From what I identified, not, I think maybe 20% of the time it was because of me, and the rest of the time I did it correctly, but it was just the setup not working. So that's something I've definitely noticed. But we can still see I have a good amount of mistakes. So mistakes have increased, obviously, because there's been more plays compared to last month, but also they haven't increased fully, like appropriately. So some of them I have been making too many mistakes on this. For example, oversizing, way too many mistakes this month on this. Mainly this was caused from me trying to add two winners, which is a vital thing that I should be doing, and I've been working on it, but it's still not perfect. Sometimes I'm adding too quickly, causing me to be oversized, causing me to lower my risk amount to a stupid level, and then I get stopped out. And it's those kind of mistakes that have been really costing me money this month. But on the other hand, when they have worked out, they've been paying massively, because the trade works like so much better. Where just 2R becomes 4R, and that's just incredible when I'm only risking 1R. So sometimes that's really helped, but I'm still not perfect at it. So that's still something I need to improve on. Impatient entries 14, that hasn't increased too much. It's pretty much the same as last month. So that is, we could say that's kind of good, because there's been more plays this month, but still I know impatient entries are the biggest thing for me to fix, and the only way I've recognized for me to fix these is by becoming more confident in my setup and knowing it even more, and that's what I'm working towards. Bad R also has been an issue, simply because going long, I I don't have a good enough system for how much I should be risking on these longs. So sometimes I have way too wide of a stop, and like this trade still works, but the R on it was just terrible. So that's definitely been a thing I can now work on longs and try and perfect next time. Not patient for PT has decreased massively. Last month that was a big issue for me. This month not so much really. And then adding aggressively is pretty much combined with oversizing, so we can see that's also an issue. Yeah, and then moving on. adapting. So this is the final slide, and it's about market sentiment. You don't really need to pay attention to my notes because they're just from observations. If you want, you can read them, but mainly I just wanted to show you here from what I've tracked from my setups, they've definitely been increasing. So we've gone from 16 to 20, 8 to 23. The extensions have definitely increased from 200 to 242. The pre-gains have increased. The entries have changed for me. The reason bag holder shorts haven't been working so well for me is because for 2 months or so, pre-market high was very easy. It was quite easy for shorts. It's never that easy trading, but for entries, if you were disciplined and you just shorted pre-market highs, it wasn't that bad. You had a pretty good win rate. Whereas this month they've been breaking a lot. We've had a lot of pre-market high clearouts, really big extensions. So daily resistance has actually been better. But for extensions, ironically, day twos have been respecting pre-market highs quite well, and bounces obviously are still very good entries. The volume has increased as well, so that's interesting to see. Squeeze amounts, yeah, have increased. I have this on another table. For sectors, it's pretty much been oil and biotech again, but that's about it. And trapping has increased so much. The amount of times a stock will dump and then reclaim within 30 minutes or so is just ridiculous. It's been trapping a lot. We've seen this on LGVN, we've seen this on many other tickers, and really from all this, I've kind of just realized it's a lot more of a buyer's sentiment right now, meaning just things are looking to hold up a lot better than they used to. So you need to be careful of that if you're shorting, and maybe even if you have a long strategy, then that if this continues, you could have a really good month or two. But we will see. And yeah, that's about it. Leave any comments. If you want to ask me any questions, hit me up on Twitter or just anywhere else in the comment section. And thank you for watching.